Hello and welcome to Business Relationships Matter. Delighted to introduce Sandra Karamitelios from Recruitment Central today. Sandra is a founder of director of Recruitment Central located in Brisbane, and I've known her for more than 10 years, and she helps countless businesses across Australia hire with confidence and clarity. She founded Recruitment Central back in 2003 and to make hiring faster, easier and more successful for business owners. Sandra is known for her direct, honest approach and ability to match not just skills, but cultural fit. She has become a trusted advisor and extension of her clients' HR teams, taking the hiring headaches away so business owners can focus on what they do best. So, Sandra, I'm going to pass it over to you.
Fantastic. So thinking about today, I thought about, the group that we're in, and a lot of us are small business owners. And that's why I came up with this idea of what I wish small business owners knew before they hired their next person, because that's what I go out and help them to do. So I've been working in recruitment for more than 20 years, and I've done a lot of work with small businesses. And look, I'm not here to tell you today how to run your business. You're definitely the expert in that. But what I do want to share is just a few patterns that I see when it comes to hiring. And most hiring decisions, they don't kind of happen in perfect conditions in smaller business environments. They usually happen when you're really busy, you're stretched, and you're trying to keep customers happy. So today isn't about recruitment as such. It's actually about avoiding pain and saving some time. So first things off, vague roles give you vague results. Most hiring problems don't actually start with the person. They tend to start with the role. And I know you're going to feel like that's back to front, but small business hiring often starts with like, we just need help. But help isn't really a job. So if your role is unclear, then your expectations of the person coming in are also going to be unclear. So then it becomes a situation where you've got performance becomes a bit of a guessing game, and everyone starts to get frustrated. So if you can't clearly explain what success looks like in the role that you're hiring, then the person that you've employed in that role, they can't explain success either. So that's number one, is no more vagueness. Get really clear on what you actually want. The second thing that we come up with in small business environments is that generally pressure hiring costs you the most money. So when your workload is exploding, you're just thinking, I just need someone to stop the bleeding, right? And that's normal. It happens to everyone. But pressure hiring, when you skip all the steps that protect you, you're rushing, you're ignoring small little red flags like, oh, it doesn't matter if they can't work the exact hours I want, that sort of thing. And you think, oh, we'll work it out later. That panic hiring is, you feel like you're being productive by making a decision, but it's basically stress shopping. And so your short-term relief realistically is going to probably lead to long-term damage. So for me, point number 3 is fit or culture beats experience in a small business. It really matters to have the right kind of experience in a small business, because, a big company superstar, someone who's been amazing in that big team may not actually work well in a small team. And that's not because they don't know what they're doing or they're bad at their job. It's just the environment can be so different. Small business needs steady, flexible, proactive people, and people who can operate without maybe having constant structure. And also maybe the rules change a little bit here and there. And in bigger business, quite often what happens is people are put into silos. And if they don't know how to do something, there's someone in another team that fixes that for them. That doesn't always happen in small business. So for me, in a small team, one wrong attitude doesn't just affect output, it changes the whole vibe in the office. So point number 4, interviews don't tell the whole story. And I'm not saying that interviews don't matter, but they can be misleading, because some people interview brilliantly, right? They're warm, they're confident, they say all the right things, they're ticking all the right boxes. Then 2 weeks into the job, you realize that confidence and capability aren't always the same thing. An interview is not going to show you who someone is going to be on Tuesday afternoon. It just shows you who they want to be in that moment of the interview. So a great interview doesn't guarantee you great performance. And I think there's other things that you need to bring into your process as a small business owner to support what you see at the interview that comes in and supports underneath that. Possibly things like bank, for example, could be a great thing to go through and use as like a personality thing that's quite cost effective and easy to work out people's style. So as a bit of a wrap up, hiring outcomes are usually decided before the hire even happens. You've got to think about it before you just pull the trigger. And they're decided by how clear you are, how rushed you are when you need to hire, and how well the role and the person actually fits your business. Not the person, your business is the primary thing that you've got to put out there. So before you hire anyone, my advice is to you is just ask this question: can they do the job? And have I set this hire up to succeed in this business? And if you get that part right, everything else gets much easier. Thank you.